I want to get one. Literally right on my ankle, right where Kobe tore his shit. That's where I want to get my
All
Kobe.
right, we're finally live. This thing started
You?
up real quick. Make sure we're good. Yeah, we are good.
What is up,
What's up,
everybody?
everybody?
What's
Welcome
up,
to
everybody?
another episode of Hoopaholics. Got a little later start today, but we're here, and we're gonna be doing the mid-season awards, our predictions. Now, first things first, we got the MVP, or should I just say, how are we calling him? MP?
MVP.
MVP. All right, well, so how we're gonna run this today is basically, I think we're mostly in agreement on all of these, but we're gonna be kind of just have a discussion on the way their seasons go and everything, and then like what do the other candidates have to do? Yo, what's up, Gary Goda? What's up, Malik? Great to see you guys again. So we're just gonna talk about the other guys and what they have to do in order to actually win this MVP or for the awards to change. So, like I said, we're gonna start off with the MVP. I got Joel in it right now. I mean, everyone else can take their vote.
MVP.
Do you guys
Joel Hans Embiid.
do you guys watch the Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless at all?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
They had a discussion. They were like I would rather have Jokic as a player, but Embiid is the MVP. Talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was part of our discussion. I mean, me and Jared, we were looking at the stats the other day, and Jared was saying how basically
Yeah, when
Jokic leads in like every advanced stat.
Jokic's assist stat is definitely wrong on this. I'm pretty sure.
Offensively, defensively is not even the same. And
Sure.
Defense matters more for a
Is
second.
He averages
Well,
8.6.
All I'm
But-
saying is,
How did that go?
he's had one year where he was like definitively better than Embiid, and now like there's just this thing out where he's just better than Embiid, which is just not true.
All I'm
They
saying
say
is
he's better because he looks better offensively. He looks better offensively when he's doing like the no looks, those crazy passes, which Embiid doesn't do.
But Joel Embiid's just gonna take it to the cup every time. Doesn't need to pass. What are you talking about?
Joel, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Joel's like more of a traditional. He's like a traditional modern big, if that makes sense.
yeah. What I'm saying is that the discussion they had was Embiid misses about 20 games a year. Jokic doesn't miss any games a year, maybe like one or two, and very few in comparison. And so like he'd rather have Jokic because he's consistently there for his team. Embiid missed game in the playoffs, probably cost his team the win against the Raptors. And didn't he miss some games against the Raptors?
No, Joel hasn't missed many play. I don't even think he's missed a playoff game, to be honest. I don't have the stats right in front of me. I mean, someone could fact check me, but
No, I don't
I'm
think
pretty-
think he has missed. I don't think.
I'm pretty sure he missed some playoff games that season, right? When he was playing, it was either the Raptors or the one or the.
he missed like the first round against the Nets. He missed like 2 games or something.
Oh, he
but it was
missed.
the Nets,
He missed
like,
against the Heat as well, didn't he? Remember, like a few years ago. I don't think Joel was there, and it was just Ben Simmons. A few years ago, they played the Heat like first round.
I'm just saying, I'd rather have someone that's there. I agree. Embiid's the MVP this season so far. He's been the best player in the NBA. I'm just saying, for player's sake, I would pick Jokic over Embiid because he's there for my team more often.
I think it's so close, honestly. Like, I mean, I think it really depends who you put around them too, like how the team's constructed and everything. I mean, Jokic, you got like a point center, honestly, and he's.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean,
Nuggets are fire.
if you need a point center like that, I mean, go with Jokic. But Embiid's dominance on the defensive end, you can't get from Jokic. Like, Jokic isn't a slouch on defense anymore. Like, he is playing really well on the defensive end, but it's nowhere near to the level of Embiid still.
Oh, I agree.
But I mean, my biggest thing is playoffs, and Jokic turns up in the playoffs every single time he's there. Like, his playoff numbers are goated already. Like, he averages like 25, 11, and 7 or something like that in the playoffs. Like, every time he's been there, he's absolutely shown out. And I just can't say the same for Embiid.
But MVP is a regular season award, so.
No, for sure. No, this season Embiid has definitely been the MVP so far.
Yeah.
And but the question is now, I mean, if say numbers were the same, And both of them were, side by side in records, talking about Denver and Philly. Does Embiid still have the MVP in that scenario?
If what happens with the records?
Records aside, looking at numbers, if say their records were very similar, would we still be giving the MVP to Joel?
Like if Joel and Jokic, like if their teams had the same team success right now?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think people would probably put Jokic in first,
so.
just because.
Still be going to Jokic.
I think people put Jokic in first because it's the West and it's just a tougher conference. So I mean, I think it's still extremely close though.
True, very true, very true.
But
yeah, the East
also,
is very
just to
weak.
address in the chat, I see Malik and Gary talking about Steph for MVP. The team success is not there, guys. Like, I'm sorry, Steph is playing amazing this season, but the team success is not there. The last I checked, they're sitting at the 9th seed. Like, you can't give an MVP to a 9th seed. It's just don't work like that. Like, they're not in the playoffs right now. Are they going to make the playoffs? Yeah, most likely he's probably going to get there, but I don't think he's doing anything on a historic level to, like, really give him the MVP. Like, we saw Russ get the MVP as a 6th seed. But
that won't happen again.
That won't happen again. Yeah, he averaged a triple-double. That was a historic season, and that probably will never happen again. Luka Doncic is also, like, his team's not even having that much success. This is literally the top 5 that the MVP ladder that the NBA.com had right now. Like, this isn't even ours. This is, like, who's the top 5 right now, definitively in the league.
Right.
Like,
and that's the thing, too. I mean, obviously, you look at the records, and Luka is the 8th seed, so their record isn't exactly...
And he's one place above Steph. Like, to me, I think Steph has probably been having a better season this year, but not by, like, too much, because Luka's still hooping, but...
You know what's crazy? Is Damian Lillard is the 4th... Like, he's probably... I would say he's probably 4th on this list for MVP vote, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's not even a starter in the All-Star game.
It's because of Luka, man. Who's
Luka.
Who's better, Luka or Dame?
I mean, who's having a better season, Luka or Dame?
I mean, look at the numbers. I don't know. They're right next to each other. They kind of speak for themselves.
He said they're right next to each other.
I mean, they're right next to each other. Dame's more points. Luka's 1 more assist. But
like
Dame's shooting better from 3, little lower field goal. I guess it's pretty much comparable for numbers wise, but his team's doing way better. Talking about team success.
Do I think that Dame deserved it over Luka this season? Sure, yeah. Like I would have liked to see him because I mean Dame's had less help. I mean, well that's the thing too. The Mavs are not a good team at all. Like
I was gonna say, even Luka himself said that. Yeah, he's like maybe he deserved it more than me. He's like, I don't think I should have been in here. He also said he wasn't expecting to be a starter.
And Steph's going to be a starter forever. Everyone loves him too much.
Yeah, no, he
has more hype.
He's the poster child.
Yeah.
Malik
he's also in California.
Okay, but who do we think is better though? Malik said Dame is better than Luka right now, but Luka will be better than him.
Dame is better than Luka right now.
That's what Malik said in the chat. I wanted y'all opinion on what y'all think.
I think you're gonna have whoever you pick, good choice. Like, you know what I mean?
One thing I will say that I just love about Dame, and I mean, this guy just shows up in the clutch every single time.
You really can't put a price on that, dude. That's priceless right there.
You legit. You can't.
No, he definitely does because he was playing so bad against the Warriors the other night, and then literally, because I was texting Nephew, and I was just like, "Yo, where's Dame time at, man? Like, there's no Dame time."
And then it showed
up. Yo. There he is. And then he comes down and smacks a game winner. I'm like, there he is. All right, that's Dame time.
No, I think Luka has that clutch factor. Just
Luka has hit a ton of clutch shots already, though, and he had a playoff.
He definitely has.
Bro, that playoff series against the Clippers last year
was goated.
Was literally that was just a little glimpse of what Luka's about to give us for like the next 15 years, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Like this dude is literally insane.
They honestly got screwed that series. Kristaps shouldn't have got ejected.
But to kind of go back to this most valuable player thing, so what has to happen for the second half of the season for the award to sway in someone else's direction? Because I think right now Joel kind of has it locked up, to be completely honest. But what would happen for this thing, to have to go to somebody else?
Obviously, Joel would have to get hurt or something. You know what I mean? Or the Sixers would just have to have a falling out of some sort.
Right.
I mean, I would definitely agree. I would say it's really more because of the fact. I mean, that's the thing too. Their records, because like when you look at it, realistically, Jokic has and his team is 3 games behind Joel, but they're 5 spots in the seeding separated. So like the West is just way different, and so for that reason itself, all these other guys are in the West. I think like Dave said, it would take Joel giving up that MVP rather than someone else really doing much more. I think it's kind of in Joel's hands right now.
Right.
Because, like, especially even for the Lakers, too, like, say, for instance, LeBron James, like, if AD were to come back and then he start playing well, the record might help him, but then people are going to say, yeah, well, look what happened when AD wasn't there.
True.
So I think LeBron screwed himself in the way they've been playing while AD's out.
Right. Yeah, they were. I think they're like 3-7 or something like that over their last 10. I want to say it's not great.
Without him.
Yeah, it's not, well, not just without AD, but there was also no
Schroeder
either. And I think who else was out?
Right.
There was one other person I think that was out. I can't remember who it was.
Wasn't Caruso out for a minute?
Maybe. There was a few role players and stuff that weren't there, and then obviously including Anthony Davis too.
Mm-hmm. And hasn't LeBron's numbers taken a hit themselves as well? Because that would be a different scenario if he were to have improved, started to show up a bit more and they were still losing.
He definitely had a couple bad games in that stretch, but I mean, all in all, though, his numbers have pretty much stayed the same. But he definitely had a couple bad games. Like his field goal percentage was slightly less than what it is on the season, but it was like 49% instead of 50%. But Malik in the chat saying if the Warriors get the 5th seed, Steph is the MVP.
I don't think 5th seed cuts it.
4 or 3 for me.
5th seed definitely doesn't cut it, considering there are 3 MVP candidates in the Western Conference who would be in front of record standings.
True. Well, the thing is, again, too, the point that Kendrick Perkins made was Steph is the only guy Dame too. Dame right now too is, the only 2 guys that are in the running for MVP without having a certified Robin rather this season, which is definitely a valid point.
Yeah, Malik, to your point about Westbrook winning as a 6th seed, I touched on this a little earlier. I think Westbrook winning as a 6th seed, like he did something historic that we hadn't seen literally ever in the modern era. Like that triple-double record, that was one of the greatest MVP seasons I've ever seen. I don't think if Steph won MVP this season, it's still not even close to this MVP he had before. I don't know. I think there's just so many people balling out this year. It's going to be tough to win it as a 5th seed. Like if if he had the Warriors sitting at the 3rd seed right now, I'd probably have him as the front runner, but it's just not the case. He doesn't have enough help around him. Just to keep it. Yeah. To keep it.
No, that Westbrook MVP was definitely the shock factor of, years before that, everyone talked about that triple-double record being one of the unbreakable records in the NBA.
He broke it, bro. That was like just absolutely insane. I don't think if Steph was like on pace to hit like 500 threes or something, break his own record, like something historic.
I was gonna say that.
Something historic, then possibly we can give it to him at like a 5th seed, but I don't know. Like Nebu said, you got 3 guys in front of him, or actually really 4 guys in the West in front of him right now that are in front of him for MVP. So, I mean, anything can happen. So we still have a whole another half of the season to go. But
everyone's hyping up Steph in the chat.
We got a lot of Steph fans.
Got a lot of Steph fans here. Who knows? That's for sure.
That's who we built our foundation off of, Steph fans.
I mean, it's awesome to see Steph in his element again, for sure, though. Steph's been playing out of this world. Well, I think, so we touched a good bit here on the MVP. So I think everyone here has Joel right now. And,
point I want to go back to real quick. Yeah. Joel's played at 90%. He's missed 3 playoff games. He's missed 3 games.
Yeah,
what about regular season? Regular season, go regular season.
Well, regular season, I mean, honestly, okay, to me,
you got to start off with an explanation.
Yo, the thing is, though, who cares about the regular season? He's there for the playoffs.
He's sitting out. Like, nobody. Like, come on, now Kawhi does the sitting out. Yeah, like, he does these things
Okay, but he's
LeBron-
sitting out because he wants to, not because he's injured.
Are we talking
Oh,
about?
Joel's not
Are we
sit-
talking
Joel's
about
sitting
AD
out.
in the same
He's-
light? AD's missing a whole nother season again.
Facts.
I was
Joel really hasn't been hurt in like 2 seasons.
I was gonna say to the Kawhi point though is that Kawhi does take off, but for that reason, Kawhi never has really been like a serious candidate for MVP. I don't feel
No,
because like he's not like a guy who even cares about the regular season.
Yeah, well, how many? I mean, Joel isn't really sitting out games this year like that. He's probably missed a few, but
I'm not this season. I'm talking
I
about
think Joel's only missed
historically.
6 games this season. I think.
Historically, yeah, but that was just trying to get him back up to speed because, I mean, you can't just miss 2
The
seasons.
process, man.
Come
The
back
process.
like
you see Joel twice this season, and he's been perfectly fine. It's good. It's great.
I think we got a lot of Sixers fans here.
Hey, I've been saying his injury thing's a bit overblown. He got hurt at the start, and it's just kind of followed him for the whole time. But he really, if you actually like look into his injuries, like one of them, Markelle Fultz freaking hit him in the face and broke his shit, and he had to sit out a couple weeks. That was just like that's not a.
Was
to
it one
me,
about
that's
his
not
shoulder
injury
too?
prone. That's just a
First
freak
one
injury.
was just him sitting out the whole year because we were processing.
Yeah.
We were processing.
Hey, can we talk about LeBron trying to take the MVP ladder, trying to take out Joel? Like though, like what's good with that bounty gate?
So wait, so you know what? Joel as of right now.
Yeah, Joel's MVP.
I think right now he kind of has the like Giannis thing going on where where Giannis didn't have to play that many minutes and was just so dominant in that time that it didn't matter. So I think that's kind of what Joel has going on right now. So even if he misses some games, the games he does play, he's so dominant and they win. Most of the losses have been when he hasn't played.
Another thing we were talking about clutch earlier is we didn't really talk about how Joel was has been super clutch this year, just taking over games
Yeah.
last minute.
I'd say if the Sixers drop to the 4th seed, that's the only way Joel Embiid will lose the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for them to drop to the 4th seed, I mean that would be really bad. The 4th seed.
That's
is
like
5
that's like
right
Knicks,
now.
right?
Yeah, the 4th seed. Is, I know the 4th seed. I think is who was it? I can't remember.
The Celtics.
The Celtics, right? Yeah, okay, that's what I said. And they're like barely. I think they're like a game.
Barely.
They're 2 games up 500.
Yeah,
they're 2 games up.
I don't
Griffin.
even think it's possible. If the Sixers literally fell that far, yeah, no, Joel's definitely not MVP at that point.
He right out of the running.
Yeah, they're 24-12 right now. But I'll say let's move it down to our next award. We're gonna go with the most improved. Get this set up top. There we go. All right, so our next 5 candidates: Jeremy Grant from the Detroit Pistons, Christian Wood on the Rockets, Julius Randle on the Knicks, Jaylen Brown, the Celtics, and Zach LaVine with the Bulls. This is a tough one, honestly. There's a lot of great candidates, a lot of people playing super well this year. So as you can see, Austin also put up how much they're up in all these categories, so you can get a really nice detailed look on who the most improved actually is. Now, I don't know if everyone's gonna have something different here. What is everyone's vote? Whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
I heard someone else speak. I'll let you.
I like Christian Wood, honestly, right off the bat. I mean, Jeremy Grant is a good one too, though. Honestly, I think Julius Randle is pretty much like the front runner. I think is what the
front runner right now is actually Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant, yeah.
He's got the highest odds to win it.
Yeah, I like Christian Wood or Jeremy Grant myself.
I like Christian Wood. The one thing I can say about Christian Wood is his numbers are obviously a lot better. He also got much more of an opportunity this year to really display it. Because I mean, generally he was essentially the same player last year. Detroit was just too dumb to keep him around. But he definitely showed this potential last year. Jeremy Grant, on the other hand, he's a guy who I thought was going to be generally a solid role player his whole career, and he's putting up numbers that damn near could have got him in the All-Star game this season.
Yeah.
So I personally, I gotta go, and
yeah,
you know,
he's
not to
up
take away.
almost 12 points per game.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Crazy.
I got to take my guy from the process days, Jeremy Grant. He's stepped up. It's crazy.
He has
He's done.
100%.
Even if you look at even 3 seasons ago was nothing.
Mhm.
Last season he started to get into a groove, and then got on a team and got his opportunity to shine, and now he's looking like a hooper.
What does he improve? Like, does he finally have a jumper? Like, I haven't watched Detroit basketball at all this season. I won't lie.
He's
No
doing
one does.
He has everything now.
Well, yeah, no, like he's always been athletic as anything. He's lanky, like he's got the size and the build for it, but he just never had a jumper ever.
Yeah, no, he's really pulling the whole deal together.
He could be nice, like for a long time. Honestly, that's all he needed was that jumper. He deserves it though. If I mean like that, that's crazy numbers.
And again, too, the thing that really impresses me with him is that, a lot of times you see guys that were coming into themselves the year prior, and then they go into free agency, they sign a new deal with a new team where they're expected to take on a bigger role, and their output just kind of takes a dip. Terry Rozier, for example, somebody like that,
Yeah, I
where
thought that was a big loss.
Jeremy Grant stepped into that opportunity and just blew it out of the park.
Yeah, for sure.
Did Scary Terry take a dip though? He's been hooping this year.
Terry
This
Rozier's
year-
been
He's
balling.
been
Year now.
balling
This is
this
his
year.
second year now.
No,
I'm
yeah,
saying
it
the
is.
first year
Yeah.
going into the new opportunity, he was very underwhelming.
But to Malik's point in the chat, I do agree with him. If Christian Wood never got injured, I think he's the front runner right now. I think his numbers
Yeah,
might be
for sure.
looking even better. Because I mean, I had Christian Wood definitely like within the first 20 games of the season. It was Christian Wood.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I mean, you have to take into account how many games these guys have played, and Christian Wood still isn't back. But it also shows how valuable he is to the Rockets. As soon
I
as
was
he went
gonna say
down,
that,
they
yeah.
lost like 12 in a row. Like
Yeah.
it's something crazy like that.
They were almost a playoff team, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
sick-
No, they were. Yeah, they were in the playoff
playoffs.
run.
Yep. And then he went down. That was it. So. you know.
One guy I want to mention though, who I didn't realize, I thought he actually had a bigger jump than this, but Jaylen Brown is really coming into the verge of like superstardom. Like
He's
he's
a
I thought
bucket,
he's
bro.
been there.
Yeah,
honestly,
he's a bucket.
I thought he's been there, especially last year's playoffs. Like he was balling last year. Like he was doing what Jason Tatum was doing like his rookie year, basically.
and I mean, especially you've seen it in the playoffs too. He turns up in the playoffs, Jaylen Brown.
And I was gonna say too, Malik also in the chat was gonna make a point that I was gonna make was, not that Zach LaVine hasn't improved, but he's always been nice though. Like
I was
as
gonna
you can
say
see, like
that.
his
I mean, really, like, I
he's
was
just
gonna-
been
I was-
underrated, honestly. Like he's averaging almost 29 and 5.
Like, is he really in the running for this? Because he's always been a bucket, honestly.
This is what the NBA says. I also looked at Zach LaVine and was like, no, yeah, he's been like that.
Well, I mean, he
Yeah.
went from not being in the All-Star game to being an All-Star this year, and
I mean, the difference is the very, very key difference is the Bulls are winning games this season.
right,
Bulls are like what, the 6th seed, right behind the Knicks, I believe.
yeah. Something like
So the
that.
Bulls are definitely winning games, and in years past, people might have said those were empty stats that he was putting up, but no, they're definitely leading to wins this year.
And, we haven't really talked about Randall yet, but Julius Randle's been having himself a season over
Yeah,
there
for
in New York, man. Julius Randle's one of my old Lakers guys. He's been nice, but now he's finally getting the light he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Every old Lakers guy's doing good.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Jordan Clarkson,
Jordan
Brandon
Clarkson,
Ingram,
yeah,
Julius
those-
Randle,
There's-
D'Lo,
D'Lo.
so
I mean,
many of them.
Even Lonzo's playing a lot better.
Even
this season,
Lonzo
too.
is balling
even
out.
Lonzo's playing a lot better this year. For sure. Like
Lonzo shooting what, like 39% from 3?
yeah, he fixed up
I
his
believe.
scoring,
I'm
man.
pretty sure.
He's playing a lot better than what he was in the Lakers, that's for damn sure.
For damn sure.
But so who's everybody's votes right now? I kind of just want to go through. Like, so Dave, who do you got?
I'll go with Jeremy.
Jeremy? Yo, Hoop Rat, who you got?
Jeremy.
Jeremy? Austin, who you got?
Wow. I got Jeremy Grant.
All right. Yo, Nev, who do you have?
Yeah, we got the sweep here.
Jeremy?
I got the
All right.
Jeremy Grant.
All right. Got Jeremy as
Wow.
well.
I just want to throw this in here real quick for everybody listening. Just came out. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid might miss the All-Star game tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Saw that.
Wow. They had exposure to COVID, so they might miss the
Wow,
game.
That's tragic.
That is tragic.
Yo,
but yeah,
they're
no,
gonna put in who's gonna get put in real quick. Shy
I don't
and,
think anybody. I don't know, honestly. It's the game's tonight. It's like a little late to have a replacement guy come in, but
Each team would lose one player, so I don't think they'll-
probably.
You think they did that on purpose? They're like, I want a longer All-Star break.
They will. Oh,
Everyone been complaining about it.
yeah. But I mean, I guess exposure
Wait,
to
so
COVID
they're
is not
just-
the way you want to get out of that game.
I don't think they're gonna lose
Yeah.
a player. How are they gonna bring a player into the All-Star game and then take him out?
What do you mean?
Because Dave was saying, I think each team's gonna lose a player. You can't just take a player off like that. That just got put into the All-Star game, just because 2 other people on the other team are can't play now. The other team's still gonna keep the same roster. It's just they're gonna have 2 less guys now over there at
Well, there's one. They're on each team. They're on each team.
Each of them aren't on the same team.
Oh, they are on the same team. Okay, that makes sense then. I was gonna say,
I
imagine
mean,
they
it
take
could
out Mike
happen, but
Conley.
yeah, they would have to have somebody. They would have to announce a new player. They would have to get them tested, get them to
All right.
where are they playing. So yeah, I don't know.
Atlanta.
Indiana.
Indiana?
Yeah.
Get them
yeah.
to Indiana. That's right. So those jerseys are something else, man. Might as well be Pacer
They're
jerseys.
getting hella hate right now on the
Might as-
All-Star jerseys.
Might as well be Pacer jerseys. No joke.
All right, so I think we had a clean sweep here on Jeremy Grant for most improved. Let's move down to our next category.
For sure, clean sweep. Although
6
Julius
man.
Randle, man.
For sure, Julius Randle's been balling out this year. 6th man of the year. We got Jordan Clarkson, Eric Gordon, Chris Boucher, Terrence Ross, and Montrezl Harrell. I mean, right now for me, I got Jordan Clarkson
Yeah, this one's pretty clean cut.
for my 6th man.
I mean, he's had a 40-point game this year.
Yeah, for real.
This one is.
I think it's pretty easy for me. It's definitely Jordan Clarkson.
This one. Can I ask a question real quick? Is everybody or anybody else aware of Chris Boucher's age?
Of his age, I don't even know.
I was under the impression Chris Boucher was young, in his early 20s.
All right, so how old is he? You saying like he's like 30 something?
Chris Boucher is 28 years old. I swore he was like just coming into the league, and he's 20. Because I saw a stat this morning that was talking about, I think it was talking about Andre Drummond. It was comparing him to some other player in the league that's been around that's like a year younger than him.
Is
And I was
LaMelo
like, what the heck?
not in consideration for 6 men?
Who?
LaMelo.
I think he's even out of the talks now. He's starting.
Yeah, there's no
he's
way
been,
he can.
he's been starting now for a little bit.
But yeah, Chris Boucher is 28 years old. I just wanted to make everyone aware of that.
Yeah, I
He
didn't
looks
know
like-
that.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
No idea.
But
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson.
he's having a great season though.
He is having a great season.
But yeah, I think Jordan Clarkson is definitely the runaway
I've been
for
on
me.
Jordan Clark's hype train for this whole season.
Yeah.
I think he's a huge bucket.
Yeah, and he's only playing 26 minutes per game compared to
Yeah.
other guys like Eric Gordon playing 29. Well, Montrezl playing 24. We got Terrence Ross playing 29. Chris
Trez.
Boucher playing 23. But I mean, you come off the bench and you drop 40. I mean, come on, like
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap. And then you got the Jazz sitting at the best record in the
The one.
league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a runaway for Jordan Clarkson this year. Yeah, that's
Terrence Ross is so underrated.
another former Lakers guy who I'm telling you, bro. We
get screwed.
Hey, I can't complain though. We got a ring, bro. I can't. We got a
Yeah,
ring.
we got a ring.
I can't
But
complain.
I just saying we get rid of all the players too early.
Yeah.
D'Lo leaving was kind of dumb.
Yeah, no, I
D'Lo-
hated that. I wanted him to stay.
D'Lo left because he told on Nick Young.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally. And now
Stupid.
Nick Young literally was gone like a year after. Anyway.
Yeah.
Nick Young's cheeks. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Nick. I would have never
Chose Nick Young over D'Lo.
We need a 30 for 30 for that. Of like,
Wasn't it also? Didn't they need to get that D'Lo move done though? Wasn't that part of making the rest of the transaction go down?
I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah.
He had to go.
Of what transaction?
Getting AD, like making everything work out
But
salary wise.
it was like 2 years
I'm
earlier.
about to say, it was
2 or
like
3
2
years
years.
earlier.
Yeah, it was super.
Was it?
early.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was-
This is like the Lakers like
And it was all,
out, like this is the one that are like in the dumps.
Kobe was still there.
Yeah, this was a while ago when they got rid of him. They got rid of him and Mozgov. They got him off the books.
yeah. That's right. The Mozgov deal. That's what it was. So,
Mozgov.
cap space.
Timothy.
Dude was making what, like 20 mil almost a year in
Yeah,
LA.
We gave him a
Because of
Miami,
LeBron.
Heat contract, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy, though.
Paying these scrubs top
You want to
dollars.
talk about paying a Miami Heat contract? Meanwhile, you guys also a couple years before that gave Luol Deng like 90 mil a couple years before he's about to walk out the league.
Yeah, we were in the dumps then, okay? Y'all giving play. Y'all giving.
I was so
players-
mad too because
y'all
we were
gave
so well
Myers Leonard
positioned.
20 billion.
We were so well positioned to re-sign Luol Deng. Like he wanted to come back, and then he just got unreasonable amount of money in LA and left us.
I think we're still paying him right now.
I think so. I think he was
Like $5 million a year or
stretched,
something
right?
like
Yeah,
that.
they
Yeah.
stretched him.
Yeah, no, he had one of the worst contracts in NBA history. That was awful.
That was rock bottom Lakers.
Yeah, that was really
Like,
bad.
Over here talking about a Heat contract.
Yeah, that was super ugly. But let's get a move on. Let's go to our. I think we all pretty confident when we say Jordan Clarkson.
Wait. One thing I want to add into this, just because we did for the last one, is there anything any of these other guys can do to put them ahead of Jordan Clarkson, or is he just running away with this race?
I think he's running away with it. I mean, if he, obviously injuries aside and he continues to play, I think
especially with the Jazz.
he's got it.
I guess too. Yeah, the only guy that's even close to his numbers, or actually pretty much right there with his numbers, is Eric Gordon. But his team record is atrocious. So
I mean, who is talking about any of these other players about sixth man of the year? No one.
Nobody.
No one.
I was about to say if you'd have asked me 6th man of the year, I wouldn't even have pulled these faces up unless I went to NBA.com.
Yeah,
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah, Hooper, I don't know what happened to your camera, but there's something on your camera now.
I'll get it fixed.
But let's take a move on. We're gonna go to
Freaking dead, dude.
Too many LeBron
Rookie
fans
of the
here.
Year. I think again this has been another runaway. I think LaMelo Ball is easily the Rookie of the Year so far. Not, I think other rookies are playing pretty well.
Man, Malik is trying to say T. Ross. Oh, he's just saying he's underrated. I thought he was trying to argue him for 6th man. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, come for his
Oh no.
Nah, yeah, Jordan Clarkson's record on the Jazz is just too good.
Yeah, no, Jordan Clarkson definitely got that locked.
Yeah, but the Rookie of the Year race this year is
LaMelo
Nah.
Ball.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's
LaMelo Ball.
different than I expected. I will say I did not expect Tyrese Halliburton and Emmanuel Quickly to be on this list start of the season.
I thought Tyrese Halliburton was going to be a really good player. Like, I did not think he was going to be like in the rookie. of the year.
I thought he was going to be really good. I just thought because of the fact that they had just re-signed and extended De'Aaron Fox that he wasn't going to have as much of a role to be able to really shine like that.
Yeah, Malik
sure.
said Rookie of the Year is not a runaway. Please tell me who else is going to get this award.
Anthony
LaMelo-
Edwards is the only one.
I don't even think so. I would have
Anthony,
Tyrese.
Anthony Edwards did have the moment of the season, though.
He
Give him
did.
that.
He's balling though.
Yeah, he probably had one of the best dunks we're gonna see in the
Ever.
Yeah,
Tyrese-
that was easily one of the best dunks I've ever seen.
LaMelo just had dumb, stupid height.
Tyrese is playing lights out.
Tyrese is playing lights out,
he's
but
playing
it's just
great.
when you compare the roles to the fact that LaMelo is leading his team, Tyrese is coming off of the bench behind De'Aaron.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll have to say it.
as a starter, LaMelo's literally averaging like 20, like 8. I don't know.
Like
it's
stupid
yeah,
numbers.
Stupid numbers, bro.
Anthony Edwards is going to win that House of Highlights award, like the best
Yeah.
moment of the season. LaMelo's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
For sure.
Definitely. I think because like throughout this whole season, I think LaMelo's just been a bucket. Like,
One
the
thing
whole
that's
season.
really interesting. I mean, I know the minutes per game aren't there for him, but I think it's really funny that LaMelo is averaging more rebounds than James Wiseman this season.
Yeah.
LaMelo is just one of those guys that can do it all. Though he's so versatile.
I think James Wiseman just is gonna have like a breakout year one of these, like obviously like one of these years. Like, but like right now that's super underwhelming.
I think
do-
his problem too is he's really adjusting to like the star power around him.
Yeah, playing with all the guys that he's with, yeah, for sure. That's why once he gets it, he'll get it for sure.
I do have to agree with Malik, though. They do way overhype LaMelo. Like, he hits a regular layup, and they're like,
That's just the That's how it is to be a ball brother,
Yeah,
bro.
that comes with the star, with the
This
with
man
the
was
fame.
this man's been famous since he was like literally 14 years
10.
old.
14.
Like, probably before that. I mean, and now the fact like we've seen him go from a kid to being like an NBA rookie of the year now, so it's kind of crazy, honestly. Like we've
Yeah.
seen him growing up.
Yeah, no, his maturity is definitely the biggest shock to me.
For
Because
sure,
you as a kid, we all watched him and we're like, this kid is gonna be a ball hog. He's gonna
Right.
be doing way too much on the court, and he's really pulled it all together.
He really did. It's like because even 3 years ago, people were like, "Oh, I don't think LaMelo's ever going to get in the NBA either. I think like
Get in the
Lonzo's going to be the
NBA.
only one."
He wasn't even ranked, was he? He wasn't even like ranked on ESPN 100 or whatever.
Well, I don't think he was ranked. He was ranked,
Because he
but
wasn't
then,
in college.
Yeah, he also like because he came out with his own shoe, he was no longer eligible to play in college and everything. He wasn't going to college, and then he went and became an amateur or a pro, overseas in Lithuania, so he couldn't be ranked anymore. But then he came back to Spire and he was ranked. He was ranked pretty high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he played there again. But people still obviously have their questions about him. But I mean, look at him now. I think it's pretty safe to say he's rookie of the year so far this season. I don't think that's going to change either.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody. I mean, the thing is, I know like winning or records isn't really a big factor in rookie of the year, but it's definitely powerful when you're a huge contributor to winning, and he's one of the only guys on this list that is. I mean, Emmanuel Quickly too actually is definitely contributing to some of those Nick W's.
Yeah, he is.
But James Wiseman, not that they're not winning, but he's not exactly a huge factor. Anthony Edwards is playing pretty well when they're terrible, worse in the league actually. And the Kings are pretty bad as well.
Who do you guys think is going to be the best player on this list here?
I mean, I'm gonna go with LaMelo.
It's got it.
Not just because he's winning rookie of the year. I don't know. That's been my guy. I've always been talking high about LaMelo now for a while. I just love his game.
I was gonna say it's that he has a complete game that he can just easily grow off of. Like Anthony Edwards, I think I was talking to Jared about it too the other day. How Anthony Edwards, unless he's really scoring very well, isn't going to impact winning too much. The way where LaMelo could impact in so many different ways.
Right.
Anthony Edwards has an off-scoring night, and you probably can say he's having a bad night overall.
Yeah, Malik, to your point, I don't think that's true, bro. In the chat, like LaMelo's winning because the NBA loves him too much. I think he's playing phenomenal. That's why he's winning. Because when Lonzo was playing like trash, the world let him know he was playing like trash. Everyone let him know he was a bum and he's a bust.
There's way too many people out there that would love to see him fail.
I'm about to say there's so many guys out there that want to see LaMelo just be a bust. But even after the first game of the season when he played bad, or might have been the second game, everyone was right, like, bust, like, look at this, he's trash. But now they've been silent for a while now, ever since he's been playing this well. Like, yeah, I know the NBA loves him. ESPN loves him. He sells tickets. Like, he's a household name. Like, I get it. He gets hella hype for even doing a layup. But you can't deny the fact that he's playing amazing basketball right now.
Oh, for sure.
Tyrese should be getting more credit, but I mean he's in the running. It's not like he's not in the running. He's just not. He doesn't sell tickets like LaMelo. It's just that simple. He's not going to get the hype like that.
I was going to say also, I'm pretty sure Tyrese is like right behind LaMelo in most of these. What's it called? Most of these, whatever they are, mock predictions, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I think he's right behind him in the Rookie of the Year race. Rightfully so. Quickly though, that guy, his float game is actually unreal.
Yeah, no.
And I know he said like how Lou Will was one of his favorite players coming up, and how he like modeled his game after him. He looks just like Lou Williams. He's got the same movement, the same body type. He's got all of it. And never mind the fact he was drafted nowhere near the rest of these guys.
Has he got the strip club too?
Hopefully not.
Joel and Ben Simmons came in contact with their barber who had the COVID. And that's probably why they're not going to play tonight.
They got the same barber.
Yeah.
Guess so.
That's a real team.
It's highly unlikely they'll be cleared to play. That is such a shame for them.
Yeah.
They had to go get the nice little freshie for the All-Star game.
Yep.
Cost them their appearance.
Yep.
How sick? Could you imagine you get a fresh cut trying to get ready to pull up to the game? Nope, you're not playing no more.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
wild. That sucks.
It would be cool though. I mean, because if they did just so happen to replace them, I know my man my man Bam, is getting in that game. Just if they decided.
I don't think
they're definitely not getting replaced. There's no way.
Yeah, no,
Especially the fact that it's already All-Star Weekend has already started. Like these guys who aren't there are already vacationing or whatever they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
you literally have to put like one of the dunk contest or 3-point contest guys in, something like that. Like,
Obi Toppin?
That would be fire. That would actually be fire.
stuff like that. So I mean, that's a good one.
That would be cool.
Whoever wins the contest gets in. Like that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, the skills contest winner and dunk contest winner.
I'm gonna ask my own question though, and I think Anthony Edwards is gonna be the best player out of these guys though.
Really?
Yeah, I get to say that. I like LaMelo Ball though. Like I don't think that's a bad choice, but I think Anthony Edwards is gonna be it.
He looks nice. He looks way nice.
He's definitely had a lot of shining moments.
It's just unfortunately enough for him, guys do not turn into anything when they get drafted by and then stay in Minnesota. If you get drafted by Minnesota, you can get your shine, but you got to get up out of there.
Yeah.
That first rookie extension out of there.
Except for Kate.
I was gonna say, oh no, please, what? Kevin Garnett didn't. They were all right because of Kevin Garnett, but he had to get up out of there to make himself a name.
Yeah, that organization just sucks, dude.
Clearly, they are just trash at play. I mean, the fact that teams are calling in on Karl Anthony Towns, gauging interest on him because they're so awful. Last in the league, like, what are you gonna do to fix that team? Come on.
Right.
And they actually got some talent on their squad.
They have too much talent to be that bad.
Yeah, so I always think like that. I was like, all right, this is the year they should break out, but like, nah.
That's what Jimmy Butler said. They're too soft. Too soft.
That's why, man, Jimmy Buckets, he's on that winning culture now.
Get up out of there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Kevin Garnett will let you know. Don't stick around in Minnesota. Go get you a ring. Go get you a ring, young fella. Cat, we're looking for you in Miami.
Well, we're going to move on to our Defensive Player of the Year award.
D-boy.
Here we go, baby.
Straighten that out right there. All right, so Defensive Player of the Year.
It's Ben.
Who do we have?
It's Ben. It's Ben.
Benjamin.
Who do you have, Austin?
Who do I have?
Go to Rudy Gobert though, but that's bad.
It is hard to vote against Rudy. It definitely is hard to vote against Rudy. I do like Ben's defensive versatility though against Rudy because he definitely can't guard all those positions that Ben does.
It's also another thing is though, I don't know if this really goes into defensive like player of the year, but Ben Simmons' ability to turn his defense into offense is bar none. Like Rudy does not have that. But Ben Simmons goes to the cup, he's taking his blocks to the cup, like he's just doing all that.
I was about to say though, Ben is like, in order to get real scoring averages, Ben literally needs that though. Like he needs those fast break runs.
And that's his bread and butter.
He squeezes those lemons hard, that's for sure.
That's his bread and butter right there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, but damn, Miles Turner averaging 3.4 blocks per game is pretty insane.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was averaging that much.
Yeah, and that's why he was. I mean, the beginning of the season, he was averaging blocks a game, and in the early runnings for Defensive Player of the Year, he wasn't even in the talks.
Wow.
He had to literally start tweeting out what I gotta do.
Bro, that's what players do. It works.
It works though.
It works.
I
It
mean,
does.
because realistically, like
That's the
some
equivalent
of,
of
these
us
guys,
going to complain to our boss, bro. They just tweet out.
Way too much.
I can't fault him for it. Because if you're playing like that and the media doesn't want to talk about you, sometimes you just got to throw your name in the media.
Literally. Like media coverage matters way too much with this stuff.
That's why, I mean, that was one real thing I wanted to talk about too, which we kind of talked about and touched on, was does the narrative match the numbers? I would say for everything so far, it does, as far as who they have leading. But there's definitely been seasons and instances where the narrative is way pushing over the player's performance.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's everybody's vote right now? I know Nebu and Dave pick Ben Simmons. Austin, who are you picking?
Of course, I'm gonna take Simmons.
I mean, they don't have him on this list, but I'm picking Bam Adebayo.
I'm picking Ben. I think Rudy's gonna win it though.
Okay. What about you, Brett?
I think I'm same as Neb. I think Ben Simmons deserves it. Rudy's gonna get it because they're not gonna get any other awards on the Jazz, and they're the best team in the West. If they stick with the best team in the West, no one's gonna get MVP. Maybe they're gonna get the sixth man, I guess, Jordan Clarkson, but like that's like a super big award.
Right.
It's not like it's like a best team award in my opinion. So I think Rudy's gonna win it. Ben deserves it more.
Damn, it is tough, man. It is tough. I mean,
One thing I will say, though, is that I feel like as far as Rudy's situation, like you said, that record is a big factor in where he's at in the rankings. I feel like if they did take a dip in their rank, for the second half of the season, which is very possible, I think that could push Ben right over the top. So, I mean, they're also obviously first in the East. And
Consideration the best defender on the best defensive team, though.
The best defender on the best defensive team?
Yeah. Is that something that gets taken into consideration? What would you say?
I think so.
Yes, but mainly because of the fact is majority of the time that defender is a huge reason why they're the best defensive team.
Yeah.
But no, I do agree.
I think another factor is Stephen A has been talking about Ben Simmons as the best defensive player, so I think him talking about it is going to help the league watch out for it. So Ben Simmons is going to be really close between them this year. When in a normal year, probably wouldn't have been that close if Ben Simmons didn't come out and say I'm the best defensive player in the league, stuff like that.
I do have a feeling that Ben Simmons is going to win it because of that too, but like also because like Rudy's already had it.
Yeah, the voter
twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's won twice.
Yeah, so they're gonna like look to switch it up or something. Like
I will say though, I don't know if voter fatigue necessarily matters as much just because he didn't win it last year. It definitely plays a part, but say for instance, if Giannis were the guy in discussion, then yeah, I would say voter fatigue could be more of a case, but and plus it's like I was gonna say just a guy like Giannis isn't not that he's not known for his
Rudy
defense.
has 2 already, doesn't he?
Yeah,
2.
Yeah, I mean, not that he won last year, but he won back to back before Giannis. So I mean,
I don't
Giannis
feel
is
that
not going to win it.
Player of the Year is a necessary voter fatigue award, though. I feel like the voter fatigue really only applies to MVP. I feel more so, for example, like a defensive player of the year. Like if you've already won it, there's precedent for you to win it again. I feel like that's usually what happens. I feel like most people, most great defenders end up winning like 2, winning at least 2. Like Giannis probably going to win another one.
I was gonna say too. It definitely is like you said. The media coverage and everything. As far as once you win it, then you're gonna be a guy that they keep their eyes on, which is just gonna amplify your numbers.
What do you guys think about Marcus Smart? Do you think before he got hurt, do you think Marcus Smart would have been on this list?
I think Marcus Smart can make it on this list every year.
Yeah, he is super good offensively.
Yeah,
and plus, I mean that's one interesting thing though is that when was the last time we saw a guard? Who was
it was
Ben Simmons doesn't count though.
Come on, dude.
Look at the size of all these guys on here. None of them
Before
are guards.
well, Ben Simmons is a guard.
He is a guard though.
He is a guard. All right, so when was
guard.
the last time we saw a guy that's not as tall as Ben Simmons win Defensive Player of the Year?
I mean, probably Gary Payton.
Jordan?
Gary Payton.
I want to say Gary Payton was even smaller than Jordan. He got a defensive.
Gary Payton's the only
The
point guard to win the award.
The
Yeah.
glove.
The glove. He was one of the greatest on-ball defenders ever.
You have to be so straps in every facet to win Defensive Player of the Year as a guard. It's like not even funny.
Yeah, you gotta be, especially like someone of Gary Payton's size. You know how hard he was strapping every single offensive player that year, like to win that award.
There have been
He's been pretty close though, hasn't he? A few times.
Who?
Drew Holiday.
Yeah. I don't know how.
I wouldn't
close
even
he
say
was to
he's
winning.
necessarily been close. Yeah, he's been talked about, but
I mean-
He's so underrated though. So I don't.
NBA players call him the best defensive player in the league.
He's so underrated.
So there have been five guards to win Defensive Player of the Year ever.
Right.
Gary Payton, Michael Jordan, Michael Cooper, Alvin Robinson, and Sidney Moncrief.
Okay. Yep.
So if Ben Simmons wins it, he'll get added to that list.
So yeah, there hasn't been a guard since the '90s. Then basically.
Yeah.
Damn, it's been a minute. Let's get Ben Simmons as Defensive Player of the Year award. Yeah, I think it's time. I think
I don't
it's
even
time.
care though. It doesn't feel the same.
Let's get him Defensive Player.
That's like that would be like me saying LeBron James is the first guard to ever win Defensive Player of the Year.
But Ben Simmons is literally the
You're
point
sounding
guard.
kind of salty right now.
Yeah, he's literally a point guard.
I'm not salty. I'm just saying
He's a guard. He's a huge guard.
He's a guard.
Was Magic
He is a
Johnson not
guard.
a point guard because he's 6'9"? Like Ben Simmons is basically the same size. He's actually a little bigger.
yeah, but I guess when I reference somebody like in that context as being a guard, I am referencing them as being a smaller guy, not at their position, I guess.
Well, the NBA is changing, bro.
Positionless basketball.
Yeah, the NBA is changing.
Positionless basketball.
Ben
All right,
Simmons.
whatever. Ned.
Yo, get him out of here. Out of here.
At what height would you say you're no longer a guard for you?
No longer a guard. 6'7",
Yeah, what-
6'7".
That's
6'7",
dumb
you're into the
tall.
small forward.
That's dumb
6'7",
tall.
you're into. I only say that because I still like a guy like Lonzo, 6'6". He is a guard. Like he's a guy who I'd be like, yeah, he's the first guard to win Defensive Player of the Year since.
Bro,
What about
Ben
LeBron
Simmons
James?
is a guard, bro. He's a guard.
He's
a guard.
a point
You're
What
forward.
about LaMelo?
He's a point forward.
LaMelo,
I don't
like
have.
6'8".
There's no guard in there. It's point forward.
No, he's a point
Austin,
guard.
is LaMelo a guard?
Point guard.
LaMelo, same thing. All right, LaMelo's 7.
Yo, height
He's
should not
6'8".
determine your position. Like, if you can be 6'10" and still be a point guard, like, and you're listed as a point guard, you're a point guard. I don't care if you're 6'10", 7'5". Like, if you're coming down doing what point guards do on a nightly basis, you're a guard. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, if you're that tall, you should probably play a different position. But he's so good that he could play that position. Like, he has the skills to do it.
I'm not
He's a
saying he
point
should
guard.
be at a different position. I just don't want to call him, for argument's sake, of guard winning a Defensive Player of the Year.
No,
I don't want to
he's-
consider him a guard.
He's a guard, bro.
You a hater,
Yeah,
yo.
that you sound kind of hate. You sound kind of hateful on that. He's a
You
guard.
sound kind of hateful. There's no hate about it. I'm not taking anything from the game. I'm just saying, he's a point forward. He's not a point guard.
He's never played forward in the NBA, bro. He's been
He's
a
a
point guard
point
since
forward.
no. He's been a point guard his whole career, like literally
He's a
from
point forward.
high school.
Point guard.
He's a point forward.
He's always been a point guard.
He's a point forward who they slot at the one guard position. I'm
No.
not saying
Okay, what about Kevin Durant? Is Kevin Durant a center because he's 7 feet tall?
Kevin Durant.
Exactly.
No,
No,
he's not a center. It's the style of play.
Did he play center for the Warriors?
No. Draymond Green guarded the centers.
He kind of played center
Is
though.
Draymond Green a center? He should be a forward, right? Because he's 6'6".
No, he's a
be
he's a
center.
He'd be a guard. He's a guard. Draymond Green's a guard.
Right?
He played center in the sense that Giannis played center. Like KD was the rim protector, but just because you're the rim protector, does that automatically make you the center?
Yes.
Because Draymond's guarding the bigs though. Like KD is not KD. You will not catch KD guarding the big. You will not catch him. He is not with that. at
Yo,
all.
so Malik fact checked it. He said when Ben Simmons was at LSU, who's actually a small forward. Yeah,
That's
but
Okay,
in
so
the
Ben
NBA,
Simmons like
he's a
4
point
years
guard.
ago.
Yeah, in the NBA, the man's a point guard. All right.
Yo, you know what? My man Malik, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Not a guard. Small forward.
That's right. You know what, Jared, Nebs, Dave, Hoop, get fat checked.
Wow, look at this though. 2016, 2017. Well, actually, he didn't play that year, but 2017, 2018, point guard. 2018,
Get fact
2019,
checked.
point guard.
Get fact checked.
2019, 2020, point guard.
Get fact checked.
This
Oh, he's
season,
talking about the small
point
forward.
guard.
He's a point guard.
He's a point guard, bro.
Point forward. But I'll let you guys have that one. I'll let you have that he's a point guard, whatever, point guard.
He's a point guard.
Point guard.
He's out here guarding some points.
No, the only point guard is Chris Paul in the NBA right now. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm not calling anybody else a point guard.
Unless you want to consider LeBron James.
Nah, he's
Consider
a
what?
he's a
LeBron
small
James
forward.
point guard? Didn't they say he was playing point guard?
Nah, he's a point forward, bro.
Oh, well, I'm saying, well, he's a god forward, point guard forward. I don't know.
Yeah, see,
I was trying to keep
Malik
point guard.
agrees. Malik agrees. Point
What does
guard.
Malik agree with?
That
My
the
my
only
chat
point
didn't
guard
update,
is
I
That
guess.
the only point guard is CP3.
I can respect it. I can respect that.
Whatever. Forget about it.
Is Ben Simmons top 5 point guards right now?
Yeah.
You said what?
Yeah, he's probably top 5 power forward.
Oh my.
Top 5 point guard?
So who's above him right now? I don't know. There's a lot of good point guards.
Luka,
Lucas, Steph, Dame.
Steph,
Lucas, Steph, Dame,
Kyrie, is he in front of him?
Goran Dragic.
Goran Dragic.
I just wanted to hear Nebs, honestly. I was just making sure my
Kyrie,
Nah, cause you don't hear nothing.
James Harden actually. James Harden point guard this season.
James Harden is a point guard
James
this
Harden
season.
is
Well, you can't. How are you gonna say James Harden and Kyrie are point guards? They both can't be point guards, right?
They can. It depends on the
I don't know,
day.
yeah. I don't
It's
know.
not the day.
They probably, no joke. They probably no. Actually, Kyrie definitely already told me he's shooting guard. He probably like
Kyrie.
James Harden plays in on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Kyrie's still listed as a point guard this season. I don't know.
I mean, he played point guard for half the season, right? Till James
Oh
Harden
my
went there.
god, you guys are such stat nerds. Look at him, point guard. I thought it was positionless.
And I'm just saying
It
that
is
if you-
positionless, baby.
Steph, Luka, Dame, James Harden, Jamal Murray, Trey
Jamal-
better than Ben Simmons. I would not put Trey Young. I probably wouldn't even put
Jamal Murray? No.
I would pick Ben over
Yo,
Trey.
that's what Malik said in chat.
Jamal
That's what
Murray
Malik said in
has
chat.
been hooping the last month though. I'm gonna say he's been averaging like 30 over the last like 12 games, something like that.
I would pick
if
Ben
Jamal
over Trey
Murray's
though.
hooping, if
I
Jamal
don't know.
Murray's hooping and Jokic is second for MVP, what's up with the Nuggets then? Why are they not?
They have been. Their record's way better than what it was like literally like
They're going up. They're
Where's
climbing.
They're
the
going
number
up.
one seed
They're going up.
at?
They're going up the standings quick.
Okay, not everyone can be a number one seed like the Sixers. Okay.
Okay. All right. We just making sure. Just making sure.
Difference between the conferences too, you know, because if they're 21 and 15, they're sitting like second in the East right now.
He
We're
says
gonna avoid the fact that they made us play with 8 people while everyone was out with COVID. You know, it's cool. It's cool.
Yo, Miami did it
Why
too.
not?
Miami did it too. They
Y'all
hit us
didn't
with
win
that.
games though.
Huh?
I said Miami didn't win games though.
What you
We
mean?
didn't
What?
win game.
They didn't win games when they had 8 players. We almost beat Philly when we had 8 players. We was this close and we freaking blew it. I didn't remember. I just know it was some stupid play. We had a decent lead.
Malik
And we
said, so
blew it
y'all
down
didn't
the
watch
stretch.
the ball in the bubble. Malik, are we still in the bubble?
No, we're not. We
No.
popped that bubble.
Bubble's gone. Yeah, if anything, he's actually playing not good enough from what I've seen in the bubble. He needs to be way better than what he's been this season. He's been playing below expectations for me. After what I saw in the bubble, he should be putting up 25 a game this season, not 21.8. But that's just my opinion.
All right, so back to the Depoy discussion. Is there anybody outside of Rudy Gobert or Ben Simmons who could even realistically reach that top spot?
No.
No?
I
No.
mean,
Right now, I mean, the only person I would give it to is maybe if like the Bucks turn up, like maybe Giannis could get some consideration. But outside of that, I don't really think so.
Their defensive rating is atrocious this season, is
So
Yeah,
bad.
they would have to make a flip for sure.
for sure. Huh, so we all agree on Bam Adebayo as Defensive Player of the Year?
Didn't even make the list, man.
Oh, yeah, you know why? It's because the NBA made this.
Who made the list? Who made the list?
the NBA.
NBA. That's because they don't know anything.
All right,
They're
what is,
just
first of all, if you keep, advocating for Bam Adebayo, how about we just look at his defensive stats compared to these guys?
Expose him.
Watch them have better stats. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, God.
About to see.
This is what we're here for.
Hold on, where the hell is the advanced stats? Oh, why is it sending me there? All right, here it is. So defensive win shares this season 1.7. And then
Wait, 1.7.
1.7. That's a lot.
that's what it says. It says defensive win shares 1.7 right here.
No,
Everyone else is that.
that can't be what. It can't be right because everyone's at 0.123, 0.134.
I mean, I know, Bam
But
is
no,
nice,
it's
damn.
no, but it's like
He's-
okay, but that's because of the way they put it. I'm pretty sure, like, if I looked at Rudy's, it would, or the way that this is all on Basketball Reference right now, it says 1.7, but Rudy's, I guess, would be like 1.5, right, or something like that.
It says 1 point.
I don't know where if you looked at Basketball Reference or if you were looking at like NBA. But
Honestly,
yeah,
I can't remember. I think it was
win
NBA.
shares, defensive. I think they just listed differently. So I
look
think,
up look up what Rudy's and Ben's are on Basketball Reference.
Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert. So his is. Do I keep? Yeah, 2.5 here it says.
Okay, 1.7, 2.5. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so I don't know where, like, what's up with those stats on the graphic as far as, like, what's up with these stats here on the Basketball Reference.
Sure.
But yeah, so 1.7, 2.5. But then Ben Simmons, we got 1.6. So yeah, Bands is higher.
Bams is higher than Ben.
Bands is higher than Ben. Austin's like, told you, like that. That doesn't. Well, now what else? What else on here though? So you got
Rudy's gonna win it. Rudy's gonna win it.
Yeah, I think Rudy Gobert is definitely gonna win it again. Best record in the league. Not that matters towards defense, but I don't know. I feel like they're gonna want to give them awards.
Record matters a lot to these awards.
It does. It does. So I mean, but the Sixers are also in the first place too. So I don't know. I think it'd be close. I think it'd be close. But I think ultimately it probably will be Rudy Gobert. I feel like they just always want to give it to a big, as history has shown.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben Simmons is 6'10", bro. He's a forward. He is big.
Point forward.
He's a point forward. He is big.
All right.
So Malik said, well, it's kind of hard to do that when Jokic has the ball every freaking possession. Jokic is taking more shots than Jamal, and the offense is built around Jokic. Maybe because Jokic is better than him, Malik. You ever think about that?
But he's better. Yeah.
Like, he's just better than Jamal. Like, why would you? Let's not center the offense around Jamal. Let's center the offense around Jokic.
Let's
'cause
not
he's
give the
literally-
ball to the worst player every time.
Like,
Worst? What the?
Jokic.
He's not the worst player on the team.
Huh?
Jamal?
No, he's
No,
saying,
the
like,
worst. Like
worst
the worst
between
out
them
of the
two.
two.
Got it.
And Jokic is averaging 9 assists per game. I think he's getting enough opportunities.
Yeah, I don't really
think
think you can
Jamal-
call Jokic a ball hog.
Yeah.
Like, that's not really good.
Jamal Murray, could he be shooting the ball? Yeah, probably, but that's probably his own fault too that he's not taking more shots.
Right.
I mean, what do they run? Pick and roll every time down?
I mean, yeah, he's shooting 16 and a half shots this season. I mean, like,
It's nothing crazy.
it's not crazy. Like, he's definitely efficient. Like, he's definitely efficient scorer. Like, he could probably up it.
Mm-hmm.
But Jokic is just, I mean, Jokic is taking 2 more shot attempts than him. He's averaging 18 attempts a game.
Let's see. Where did I go?
Man's just shooting 42% from 3.
So I think we agree on Rudy, yeah? Most people
yeah.
agree on it?
I don't know if I'm quite sold.
Ben Simmons.
Malik, are you in the chat right now
Is
trying
that
to say
right?
Jamal is like better than
Get outta
Jokic or
here.
something?
What'd you say?
No, I'm just like in the chat. Like, I'm just looking at what Malik's saying. He said Jamal's a ball dominant player. Like, so is Jokic. Like, what does that say? I mean, they're ball dominant, but they're both unselfish. Like, they're not. He said, but I don't know. It is like I think the Nuggets are fine with what they're doing.
Okay.
I am currently putting together a little something.
Well, he said Ben Simmons or Miles Turner for Defense Player of the Year.
Ben Simmons or Miles Turner doesn't even say Rudy.
Miles Turner, that's
Everyone bags on Rudy Gobert because he got paid too much for what he's doing, in their opinion. I don't know.
3.1
And
blocks a game
Shaq,
is pretty
Shaq
crazy.
started that. Which is the real funny part.
3.4
Shaq.
blocks per game is wild.
Even Shaq, you guys seen even Shaq's mom came out and was chill, bro.
No,
I didn't see that.
actually.
His mom came out and told him basically stop picking on these young dudes. So is that all of our picks?
That's everything.
If you want, Jared, in about 1 second or so, you can scroll down to the next page again in about 1 second or so. And we'll have a completed list of our awards.
Malik Blockstar and everything, just so you know.
But the fact that he's averaging almost 4 is pretty crazy, though.
So yeah, if you scroll down one more page, you will see all the picks for each award.
Nice. So we got Rudy Gobert for Defensive Player of the Year. Malik asks us, who do we have, Team LeBron or Team Durant? I had Team LeBron.
Team
LeBron.
LeBron looks pretty OP. Never mind the fact that Team Durant doesn't even have Durant.
Yeah, for real.
And they lost Embiid, so
And they
Wrap.
lost Embiid, that's right.
it's a wrap.
Yeah. They lost their starting center.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's definitely right.
What do y'all think?
Because
What do y'all
Ben
think about
Simmons-
LeBron said about trash in Utah?
About trash in Utah?
He was like,
Oh,
joking, but
Oh, yeah.
he was like, no one plays with them in 2K, so we're gonna pick them last.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think he meant that, like, seriously.
One thing I will say though is I know players do not like Utah. And
Oh,
it's
their fans are
I was gonna
crazy.
say, they have a history of having the most racist fans in the league.
I mean, I live out here in Utah, so going to the games, yeah, their fans are nuts.
Yeah, well,
So that is our picks
Those are the picks.
for
we
our
got
mid-season
Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the
Performance
Year.
Award.
Melo Ball, Rookie of the Year. Jordan Clarkson, Sixth Man of the Year. Jeremy Grant, Most Improved Player. And Joel Embiid, MVP.
Most
Sir.
valuable Embiid.
Any objections before we close this up? Any objections? Anyone
Speak
in the
now
chat?
or forever hold your
Anyone
peace.
here on the pod? Any objections to this?
Ben Simmons.
Lock it in.
Malik's got some, probably.
Malik's about to say, why is Steph Curry not MVP?
Hey, gotta see how the rest of the season goes.
He could make it. He could make it to MVP. Get to the 3rd seed, 4th seed. I say he's MVP.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot to ask for. So we will see.
I'm saying if he does that, I mean, he got MVP.
Nah,
He's going to have a lot of objections.
I have a lot of objections. All right, well, he's gonna say like either Ben or Miles for Defensive Player of the Year. Then he wants Tyrese for Rookie of the Year. I think he was cool with Jordan Clarkson, and he said Christian Wood for Most Improved, and he said Steph Curry for MVP. So yeah, there's a lot of objections from him, but hey, we'll see what happens. But I think this is pretty accurate for how the awards are gonna go this year.
Yeah, it would take some sort of occurrence of events to see any of these guys really lose their spot. Aside from maybe Rudy. Rudy, Defensive Player of the Year, is the only one that's up in the air for me. The other ones are pretty much a lock.
Yeah, I would agree. I think everything else is almost a lock. I think either Rudy.
He said, wait, he knew exactly what I was going to say because you listed off every objection of it.
Yeah, I mean
We listen out here. We listen to y'all.
Yeah. I'm in the chat, bro. I got you right here on my other screen. I see.
Yeah, for sure.
I see. But I think that's about it for the awards. I'm not sure we don't have a topic for next week yet, but
it'll be coming.
it'll be definitely another like little interactive graphic like this, and be something cool. Get everybody back on the pod again. Should be a good time.
For sure, for sure.
Best basketball era. Do that one. Best era of basketball.
Best era
Ever.
basketball. We probably got some differences on that for sure.
Oh, yeah,
That could be a good
that's
one.
an interesting one.
That's an interesting one for sure.
There's a lot. See, that's going to take a lot of preparation, a lot of prep work on that one. There's too many
In
stats
a
to try to
few
compare.
weeks. Few weeks.
Yeah,
Get your notes ready, boys. Like have your
for
notes
sure,
ready.
for sure, for sure.
But word. Ew, he said the 50s. All right, I don't know if you just try to mess with me, Malik, or what.
he just objects everything.
So
Man, playing a little devil's advocate over
yeah,
here.
for real. Well, thank everybody for tuning in. It's been fun. We'll see you guys.
It's been another
next
fun
week.
Sunday morning.
Yep. We'll see you next Sunday, guys. Have a
I feel
great
that,
rest
Dave.
of your day. Peace out,
For
everybody.
sure.